Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late May, moving into early June 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for Saggy here? In Gemini season, it is your zodiacal opposite. So a lot of the things happening astrologically could be hitting your Saggy placements. Let's see what's going on. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy, please. Any messages, insights, energies, all that good stuff. What do we got for my friends here? Okay, that was really quick. I'm not sure if you were able to see how that card like almost flew out of my hands. Very similar thing happened to me when I was doing the Aries reading, where this very first card, it just like exploded out of the deck. And it is a similar message too, believe it or not. We have this beautiful woman snuggling up to that white bird, extremely protective, nurturing type of energy, and I really do like it. To me, it just says whatever shows up within the reading this week itself, that's a silver lining. But before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the May subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. So when you look at this image, we see that lovely lady in the red headdress snuggling up to that dove, that white bird. And in symbolism and in divination, white birds, doves, they represent spirit, the love and light type of spirit. So we're thinking angels, guardian angels, ancestors. It's just extremely protective. So when you see this, just know it's a little encouragement from spirit saying like, listen, Saggy, you are protected, you are loved, you're being watched over. Whether you can sense it or whether you don't, this is very reassuring type of energy. But one thing I always say about this card too is it's affectionate. It's extremely affectionate. So there could be something you're feeling very protective or affectionate over. Maybe you need a big old hug, and I always say I'll give you a big virtual bear hug, right? There's only so much I could do through the screen, but there might be someone around you that needs a little bit of affection as well. So not a rough energy whatsoever. I feel like it's a silver lining because it is very much protective. So we're just going to leave her right there for now. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Saggies, please. Guides and spirit team, what do we got? And while we shuffle this up, get it ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. I like the energy I was picking up last week. The reading was titled Big Breakthrough Incoming. So for a lot of you, if you haven't had a breakthrough of some sort, that could still happen. Remember, like, energy could bleed into for weeks, actually. So what it felt like to me was energy was like building up, building up, building up, and then boom, like something breaks through for you. So we're going to hope it's a good one. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going, though. What do we got for Saggy, please? 3 cards. What do we got for my good friends? Late May into early June, Gemini season. Wow, Wheel of Fortune to start. What a powerful energy. This also showed up in the Aries reading too. So if you're connected to an Aries, maybe that one will hit for you as well. So let's get this wheel here. That is a very fast moving type of energy to start off a reading with. And I do like it. Let's get a couple more quick. Okay, we have the Devil. So kind of the opposite. Okay, it's like we have Jupiter and the Devil. So this has a few more similarities to the Leo reading, where it's like we have 2 completely opposite energies showing up here. Let's get one more. And Devil doesn't always have to be super bad. We'll talk about it. To me, it could just be something changing that's been stagnant for a while for a lot of you, which we saw last week, 9 of Cups. Okay, so this might be a change for the better. And there could be a big draw for a lot of you to party too. Interesting stuff, but we'll talk about it. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I'd say for the most part, I'm liking what I'm feeling here. There is a little mixture of elements happening. There's a lot of depth here as well. Notice we're starting with 2 extremely powerful opposite types of major arcana. We have this water energy on the back end. Both of these could represent the material world and happiness. So we have like really, really good wish fulfillment energy, but also this devil in the center that we're really going to want to take a look at. I would say it's leaning more optimistic though so far. So let's go through and build this out piece by piece. So position number one, we have the Wheel of Fortune. As I was already mentioning, beautiful, powerful type of card. I always say this is my luck charm. It's the 4-leaf clover of the tarot deck. So it could be spirit saying like, hey, whatever it is you're going through, whether good, bad, or indifferent, luck is going to be on your side. We already saw that spiritual protection there in the beginning. The wheel could speak about karma. It could speak about the karmic cycles of life that we're going through. The wheel could represent change as well, like metamorphosis. But the big thing I always say about this wheel is that it moves very suddenly. That's like kind of the downside to it, because it's like something that just happens really quick, like out of the blue, unexpectedly. So we'll want to dig into this much further for sure, especially if we're looking at karmic archetypes here with the wheel. But I do feel whatever this is, it's for the best, or it's going to turn out well for you. A lot of you are in a big time of change. Now, as we get over to the next card, which is the one I really want to touch on further, we have the devil right here. Now, in tarot, this could just represent a Capricorn that you're connected to, right? So whether it's a person, they get the devil due to the goat symbolism. Now, the devil could mean a lot of really rough things. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to be honest with you. But at the same time, it's not always like the end of the world when this card shows up. To me, I always say the devil is similar to the Hierophant in the fact that it's stubborn and it's like a stuck type of energy. So there could be a situation that you've been dealing with for a long time, a problem that you've been dealing with for a long time, an individual you've been, like, you see what I mean? It's something that lingers, if that makes sense, or it's just something that's really difficult to shake. So we'll want to dig into this much further for sure. Some of the other things the devil can represent, the material world. So for a lot of you, like with the 9 of Cups and the devil, there's something around like material goods. So there might be a person in your life that is like very much focused on the material, or they're materialistic in certain ways. The devil could represent toxicity. It could represent jealousy. It could represent obsession. It could represent addictions, okay, which kind of connects to what we see here on the back end. But we're not going to fully say which one that is exactly just yet. I'm just trying to give you a broader spectrum of what this card could mean. Now, another thing I will say, the fact that we have the Wheel of Fortune next to the devil, this could be something that's on its way out. So like a problem that's been plaguing you for a while, or something that's been bugging you for a long time, like it could be on its way out. Back end here, beautiful. Our good friend John Travolta, we have the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment here. This person is very, very content. So when we go through this shift, this change, and this person is very content on the back end, this could be really good. Now, what do I think of with this card aside from wish fulfillment, wins, victories, all that good stuff? This is a welcoming card. Okay, so you might be being very nice to people. I always say there's a warning with this about not being too nice. Don't be a pushover. Don't let people walk all over you here. But when I see this, I think it's very loving and welcoming and opening, and something could go really well for you. That's why I'm saying the end result of something, like with the wheel and this 9 of Cups, could be extremely, extremely positive. It's just that we have this little bump in the road, right? We have this little speed bump that we're going to need to look at, or this possible problem. So we're going to put him right there. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for my Saggies, please. Guides and spirit team. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that wheel. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Wheel of Fortune time. What is this about? Thank you. 7 of Pentacles. 2 karmic cards here. This is something that is going to change like extremely, extremely fast. Okay, so whatever it is you're dealing with, whether it is a problem or a situation, like I do feel like the dynamic of it, like changing, like boom, rapidly, like on a dime. We have the Seven of Pentacles. If there's something you've been waiting on, and remember, I did say last week we had that breakthrough type of energy. I'm getting a very, very similar thing for you again this week with the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It's like, all right, you're not going to have to wait much longer. If there's something you've been waiting on, if there's something you've been practicing patience about, it's like, all right, it's coming. Like something big is coming down the pipeline. Now, I do want to mention, I already did with the Wheel of Fortune, karmic, now the Seven of Pentacles, upright or reverse. It's somebody, it's an energy of reaping what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return. And it could speak of the karmic cycles of life. So whether this is that very fast, like unexpected change or explosive change we're seeing here in the front end, or this is karma coming into play, it could be a really, really big shift that happens suddenly. So whether this is something you've already been through or something that's upcoming, and I do feel like it's for the best. That's like the big vibe. Like with this wheel and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, no, something's going to change for the better, or something's going to improve like rather drastically. So I'm liking what I'm feeling so far. I don't want to overcomplicate it. I know I already gave you the message that could be karmic energy as well. Really want to get to that devil and that Nine of Cups, though. So we're just going to keep pressing forward. Let's see what that devil has to say. Why is the devil here for Saggy? I mean, that's the only thing right now that's really catching my eye when we have that devil. Something that could be a big speed bump. Why is the devil here? Thank you. Three of Pentacles. Okay, so I do feel for a lot of you, any issues, problems, or situations are not coming from within. You're going to really want to watch the circle of people you surround yourself with, okay? Now, for some of you, there could be big changes coming in the realm of career, how you earn money and what you do for a living. So hopefully this is like money going up for a lot of you. That could be a big possibility. But when I see the Three of Pentacles in reverse underneath the devil, this tells me there could possibly be an unsavory individual, someone that may not want the best for you, that's in your circle of acquaintance. So I would say there could be a person that you really need to keep an eye on. And if you're watching this reading and you're resonating with what's showing up, you probably already know who that needs to be or who that is. Okay, I would just be cautious. I'm not saying you have to be paranoid and like cloister yourself up like a hermit. Just I would be very discerning about the people that are around you in this time. Now, the Three of Pentacles is generally a card of teamwork, people working together towards something, doing something as a group. Teamwork makes the dream work comes to mind. It's artistic, it's creative, it's hardworking. So when we see it in reverse, this could represent a person that has a really difficult time working together with others. This is a person that has really rough times communicating their intentions or their feelings with others as well. So I do feel for a lot of you, whether this is a change in money and what you do for work, remember, this is monetary gain as well. I do feel for a lot of you, there could be a lot of dynamic shifting in that, but there is a person that you need to keep an eye on for sure. They're showing up here just really strong. Okay. You take that however that hits. We're going to move over to the Nine of Cups and see what that has to say. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadows. Okay. And once again, even mentioning that, like there might be a person you need to watch out for, or someone that doesn't really have the best intentions. Let's go and remember what we had here in the very beginning, the spiritual protection. This energy kind of insulates you. But let's go in on that nine. Why is that Nine of Cups here? And yeah, I mean, for some of you, this, let's see. Already getting more messages. Ace of Swords. Okay, so if there is somebody you feel is less than savory, or if you feel like there's somebody trying to obscure the truth, or you feel like there's someone that is untrustworthy, I don't feel like this is the type of person where you should or need to pick a fight with them. I feel like this is spirit saying like, listen, Saggy, watch me work, watch what I could do. I do feel like with this karmic energy here in the front end and the devil with the Three of Cups, it's like you could just sit back and relax here. Like I feel like this person's going to get their karma served up to them on a silver platter. I do feel if we are talking about a specific individual that you might have your eye on, remember, or one that emerges in this time, be as happy and optimistic and positive as possible. I wouldn't go picking a fight with this person. So let's talk about it. We have the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth underneath this Nine of Cups. Your communication style, your mindset, don't focus on this too much. Just be happy and optimistic. Don't pick a fight or argument. Don't try to, ruffle any feathers or start anything, which, listen, I'm very familiar with Sagittarius energy. I know you guys, you like to do your own thing for the most part, so which totally makes sense to with what I'm picking up here. But I feel like this is spirit saying, like, listen, all you have to do, Saggy, is just sit back, stay in your lane, do your thing, and watch me work. It's like giving me that vibe. So there is this karmic energy that might get served up to someone around you in this time. Okay, like, just please keep that in mind. Another thing I'm thinking here with the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Cups, a lot of you could have a really nice offer or opportunity coming up. So if there is anything in regards to work, what you do for a living, or money, there's a newer energy presenting itself too. So it's like, Sag, we have a lot of stuff happening this week. Let's go through. I'll give you a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card, because there's so much. And I feel like the messages continue to pour out of this spread. I really do. But if you look here in the box, position number 1, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Seven of Pentacles, a double down of this karmic energy showing up here in a strong way. I do feel for a lot of you that breakthrough energy I was picking up last week is showing up again. So like something could be building up where it's like, you're not going to have to make much action here. The time for waiting is like kind of over, especially if there's something that you've been waiting patiently on or for. Moving to the center, we have an energy of a person that you should probably like keep an eye on here, because we have the Devil with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. For a lot of you, whether this is a coworker or just somebody in your circle, I feel like this is someone that has a difficult time communicating. This is someone that doesn't really work well with others. It's a really rough type of energy, and Spirit's asking you, like, keep an eye on this. Like, this is someone you need to be aware of. Doesn't mean you have to start problems, and you don't have to be like afraid or anything. It's just keep an eye, keep a little bit of an arm's length between you and them. Onto the back end, we have the Nine of Cups with the Ace of Swords in the upper. I do feel for some of you a nice new offer or opportunity could be coming up. Feels good. Don't pick a fight with this individual as well. And this is Spirit saying, like, you don't really have to do anything in this case. Just watch me work. Watch that karma swing back around. So please take a screenshot of that, Saggy. Intriguing stuff. Let's see what we have in the shadows for you. Let's see what's in the shadows for Sagittarius this week. Man, that reading felt like it was loaded to me. I feel like if I continue to read the cards, more messages are just going to keep coming out. So there's more there for sure. But yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see just yet. Shadow cards do not always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. I really do. All right, shadow card. What's happening for my good friends? Thank you. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. So there is really this big focus around the material world here, like from front to back in the reading, like with all the Pentacles and the Devil and the Three of Pentacles and the having a good time with that Nine of Cups. Now we have another 9. We have the Nine of Pentacles here in the shadows. Now this could be a really good thing coming towards you. So for a lot of you, remember I was speaking about possible changes in what you do for a living, or your monetary situation could be coming up. So I would expect for a good portion of you a nice chunk of money coming your way with this Nine of Pentacles. It's very independent. This is an energy that could really, it's like a one-person army type of vibe with this Nine of Pentacles. But one thing I always say to watch out for is any obsessive tendencies towards materialism. Okay, now I know Saggies are very philosophical and spiritual individuals, but any of us could really fall into the traps of materialism. If there's someone you're connected to that's highly materialistic, maybe this is the person that's showing up within the reading possibly as well. The Nine of Pentacles could also be Spirit saying, like, listen, if you do need assistance or help with something, do not be afraid to ask for it. That's a big thing as well, because this energy is very solitary in its ways. So interesting stuff here, Saggy, but that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the May subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a one-on-one personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar at mastermetaphysics.com. But for the May subscriber surprise, we're doing a winner's choice this month, my friends. 2 lucky subscribers will get their choice of either the Everyday Witches Tarot, which is a wonderful deck. It's one of my favorites. Or you can choose a crystal pendant of your choice from my website. They're homemade. The energy is luscious. They're beautiful. So it's winner's choice there. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments where in the world you are from. You don't have to give me your home address or anything like that. It could be your country, state, province, whatever it might be. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again soon.